I am Amy, and this is Wise Monkey Quilting in Denison, Iowa. And I'm going to be showing you this morning how to make a wonderful basket with an art panel in the front. And I will show you how easy it is to do this, and we're going to give you a couple options of buying it. If you are new to Wise Monkey Quilting, you can always download our free app on your phone or tablet, or watch us on Facebook. We do a comment sold show, virtual shopping show every Tuesday night as well at 7 o'clock Central. And you can watch me here every Friday morning, except the first Friday of the month, and then it changes to Saturday. So almost every Friday morning.
So next Friday morning, we won't be here at this time.
It'll be strip club, so we will have breakfast with Amy on Saturday.
All right. Good morning, Ilma, Gladys, Evelyn, Barbara, Roxy, Lori, Maggie, Karen, Marianne, Brooke, Carol, Karen, Carol.
Hear the geese flying overhead?
Hi, Sharon.
Hopefully they're going north. That spring is on its way.
Steve, our greeter, is checking in. Sherry, good morning to you also. Carla, Emily, ready, set, go, she says.
All right.
Lisa, Deb, Jane, Triss, Sharon, she says good morning from Delaware. So
good morning.
Martha, Barb, Pat, Triss, Colleen, Sharon, Karen. I haven't learned all their names yet. So So Jenny Barkley is checking in.
Okay. We have got the murder mystery retreaters from
Yes.
next door checking in. So they're up and at it early this morning. Wonderful.
Good morning, Maggie, Martha, Debbie, Janice, and Jerry, Sherry, Kathy, Brenda, Becky, Phi, Zeta.
Everyone was waiting for me this morning. Wonderful.
Mary, Julie, Sandra, cold pizza and an energy drink to get her started.
Okay.
Hi, Chris.
I had a lemon bar and a Diet Mountain Dew. So I think that's pretty good. Lemon is a fruit, so I'll say it's good for me.
Rebecca, Pam, Tammy, Linda. Susan says, ugh, why do I have to get out of my PJs? You don't have to for us, Susan. So.
No, you don't have to for us.
Hi, Linda, Bev, Suzanne, Emily says she should be cleaning out her fridge, but this is more fun.
Well, you know, it's priorities. That stuff's gonna stay there as long as they can.
It might be different colors than when you put it in, but
it's not going anywhere, so you can always go back to it.
Well, some of them kind of do take on a new life. So.
Well, that is true.
Hi, Roxanne, Jill, Cheryl. Those things that have slipped to the back and you forgot about them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, and Donna, along with Susan.
Well, welcome.
Or Sandra, I'm sorry, not Susan.
Well, welcome one and all this morning for Breakfast with Amy. I'm going to be showing you how quick and easy it is to do this basket, and we're going to give you some options on it. It is so much fun, and they're beautiful. Would make great gifts, would make great presents for anyone or even yourself with the panel on the front. So it all starts with a 6-inch art panel. It's from Jody Houghton Designs, and she has all kinds of these panels. So what I did was I have these, I have quite a few of these in stock, and I made one and I thought, wow, that is beautiful, and it was easy to do. And then I thought, I can't just offer you guys one design panel. So I ordered 3 more, but they didn't get in here in time for this morning, but I will show you the pattern or the picture of the art panel and the fabric that goes with it, and you can get it. They're on their way. It's just I didn't think of it soon enough for this morning. So we have some options for you. Should we go through those options?
Yes, I'm just going to double check here. Okay, we'll do the countdown here quick.
Okay.
April says 9 days till spring ahead your clocks.
Oh, it's almost just a week.
Yes. 19 days till spring and 17 days till St. Patrick's Day.
It'll be here before we know it.
Okay. Oh, there was a couple of comments about Susan putting her big girl pants on and do it, but I think that was her sister telling her that. So,
so that doesn't really count.
Well, she can probably say it that way.
Well, that is true.
Stacy, Cheryl, Deborah, and let's see. Janice says a refrigerator can be a science experiment. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Bernie. Gladys likes the color combinations, and good morning, Jolene.
All right, so we do have 4 different designs for you this morning. So this one that we're going to be sewing is the So Happy. It comes like this with your 6-inch art panel. It does include your pattern for putting together your basket. So what we're including in our little bundle is you're going to get the art panel. You're going to get the 2 fabrics that it takes to make your basket.
How much of each fabric?
It is a 1/2 yard and a fat quarter. So a 1/2 yard and a fat quarter. And then the pattern called for fusible, fleece. I love fusible batting, and it's the same thing, can be used interchangeably. So I'm putting in a 1/2 yard of fusible batting. This is the Quilter's Dream fusible batting. So you're going to get the batting, you're going to get the fabric, and you're going to get the art panel, which includes the pattern. All of this for $19.99, which will make you a basket. So we have the So Happy, which is the one that I made, and it is sold 100. Then I thought, here's my deal. I needed to get some more for you. So I'm going to show you the picture of the art panel and the fabric, and it also comes with the batting. So this one is Quilt Retreats Are So Fun. So how great is this? You can make a basket, take it with you to your quilt retreats. You can use it to store your things in. You can use it for whatever you need. And then it comes with this really pretty, the orange and the green. There's no really easy way for me to show this. The orange and the green that go with the colors on the panel. So you'll get the art panel and the pattern, the 2 fabrics, and the fusible batting. So that one is also, they're $19.99. This one is sold 101. Quilt Retreats Are So Fun. And they are having a lot of fun over there.
What size is the basket?
The basket turns out to be, I can tell you, it is like 7 by 7, and it is about 8 inches tall.
Good morning, Barbara, Lois, and yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Okay, so that was the Quilt Retreats Are So Much Fun. Then we have another quilt retreat. This one is Quilt Retreat Joy. So there is the art panel. It's got your little sewing machine on here. And we've got 2 fabrics that go beautiful with that blue and green. It also comes with a fusible batting. Also $19.99 for the Quilt Retreat Joy. Sold 102.
Good morning, Cindy, Bev, and another Cindy.
And then we have one more.
Okay.
So this one is When Cardinals Appear, Angels Are Near. And I have a red and a purple that go beautiful with this one. It also comes with the fusible batting and the pattern. Also $19.99 for the Cardinals, sold $103.
Just a minute here. Well, you can.
Okay.
I'm just going to do a little housekeeping here.
All right. The next item is, he'll put it up in a second when he gets ready for it.
All right.
In the pattern, it has we're making the boxed bag. She gives the picture of the template, and we thought we'd make that available. We've never done the 3-inch square up template. We've done a 3.5, 4.5. So we thought we'd do the 3 because this is what the pattern had called for. And you never know when you're going to need a 3-inch template. So we do have this. It's $5 if you want it. It's a great one to put in your toolbox whenever you need to square up 3-inch squares anyway. And it is sold $104.
And we will put your name as it is on your account on there unless you let us know differently.
Right, or unless you say no name, and
Yes.
then it won't have anything on there.
Just a question here before you go on.
Yeah.
Good morning, Deanna, Jill, and Zita's wondering, will the panels be sold separately?
They will. Once we get them in, we'll probably put them on a Tuesday night.
So,
But for this morning, we're just doing them as a bundle so you can make a basket with the panel. And then, so we have the 3-inch template, which what it calls for, but we also have the boxed bag template. And I've used this before when we're doing the any kind of a boxed bag, or zipper pouch or anything like that. So I thought I'd bring this on this morning. This you can do, and I'll show you how this works, to cut out your corner when you're doing your boxed bag. So you can also get your boxed bag template. It's $24 and it's sold $105, and it's got many uses for doing this one. And then even though we are including a ½ yard of the Quilter's Dream fusible batting in your bundle, I use this all the time, so I thought I'd just put it on there. A ½ yard is $5, and it is a single-sided fusible batting that you can use for any kind of a project that calls for something like that. Or if you're doing table runners or small projects, you could fuse this on the back of whatever you're doing. Then you can use like a 505 spray to baste your backing on, and you can quilt it. So if you're looking for something like that, I thought I'd offer that individually as well, but it will also be included in your bundle that you're getting when you're doing your basket.
Okay, just a couple of more things here for Janice is wondering about the pattern. She's late.
The pattern is included in your panel.
So we will go through each individual one again at the end.
Yes.
But yeah, so the panel and it's the panel and a fabric bundle along with the fusible batting.
Yes.
Is included in that, and each of those are $19.99, and depending on the colorway and the panel that you want. Stacy, and I don't know the answer to this, Amy probably does. The bread mix we sell, the Parmesan garlic, is no longer offered. Are you not able to get it anymore?
Oh, I think we just got another batch in. I will double check on that today and add it this morning. So if you're looking for that before you check out, give me a few minutes when we're done and I will go check and I will add that in there, because I know they just got it back in stock and I think we got some.
And make sure that I don't have anybody else that has a question before you get rocking and rolling here. And I believe that takes care of it. If I haven't answered a question that you've had up, please ask it again, because sometimes I get lost in people purchasing things, and we certainly want to answer anything you might have.
All right. So the first thing you're going to do when you get your bundle is you're going to open up your art panel. And when you remove your art panel, it also has your instructions. So they're in there for you. And your art panel is just fabric. It's kind of a heavier fabric, but it's a really nice panel. And then what it's going to tell you to do is it only uses 2 colors on the whole bin. So you're going to cut your colors that you need, and we're going to construct the outside of our bin, and then we're going to do our lining. So there's 1 color that is sewn on the sides of our art bin, but it's also the inside of our art bin. So I am, for right now, going to set our fabric aside for the lining. We will work on that in just a few minutes. And then we have the back of our bin, which I have already fused the fusible batting onto, and we'll set that aside, and we will make the front of our bin. So I'm going to take my art panel, and isn't that pretty? I love this. This is why they are called art panels. And I am going to sew my green on both sides of my panel. Just my regular 1/4 inch seam.
And April is wondering about getting just the pattern. That is included with the...
Yes, we cannot sell just the pattern because it is included with the art panels.
So, but if you do want just one of the panels, at a later date, we will be having those on.
Yes.
So. Good morning, Kathy.
So hopefully the weather is really nice where you guys are. It's been beautiful here this week. It's supposed to be a little windy today, so maybe it'll be a good time to stay inside and sew. So I am just going to press those to the outside.
Should be shipping all of these out this coming week.
Yeah, they're on their way. I just didn't get them in time for this morning, except for the So Happy ones. But they'll be shipping out sometime this next coming week. It usually takes us, for Friday mornings, about a week, and Tuesdays too. It takes us about a week to get everything ready to go and shipped out to you guys.
And for those that are just joining us, can you just show the that again here quick? And we have 4 different options as far as...
So this is the basket. It starts with this art panel, and then it's going to make this really super cute box corner, box bottom bag for you to use. So once I have my sides sewn on, and those were my green, I'm going to sew it's a smaller piece blue to the top and a larger piece blue to the bottom. And that's the front of my basket. And I am sewing on a Cloth Creative Icon 2, which is a sewing and embroidery machine. I just don't have the embroidery module on this morning. I just use it as my sewing machine because it's a wonderful sewing machine.
Catherine, the size of the basket?
It's about 7 round by about 8 inches high. It's a good size basket.
Hi, Leslie.
All right, so I have sewn on the bottom and the top, and I am just going to press those. So there's the front of the basket. So all we need to do now is I have taken a piece of fusible batting and I'm going to put it on the back. Now on the fusible batting, one side is really nice and soft, and when you feel the other side, it's a little crunchier or there's more to it, you know that's the fusible side. So I'm going to lay that down, and then I'm going to lay the front right on it, so that my fabric covers all of my fusible batting, and I'm going to press that on. When you're pressing on like fusible batting or even stabilizers and a lot of things, if you use steam, that's going to help everything set and stick nice. Now, if you're doing our applique kits, you can use steam to put the fusible batting on, but then you're going to switch your iron to no steam when you're putting on your applique shapes, because you don't want to use steam with those.
Good morning, Angie.
And there is the front of our basket with the fusible batting on the back side. There is the back of our basket with the fusible batting on the back side. So now we're going to cut out our corners of our boxed bag. Now you can do this two different ways. Like I said, she does have on her pattern a little paper showing you the 3-inch template, but Randy cut me one. So you can use this on your corner and just cut out that 3-inch corner from both your bottom corners of your front, and then we're going to do it to both the bottom corners of your back too. Or you can use the boxed bag template, and how that works is you lay this on here and it has markings, and you line up my 3-inch here and my 3-inch down here. So it's right there on the corner, and then it has these little notches at the corner. So when you cut, your cutter goes into that notch, and then we'll go the other way as well into that notch. So it really cuts to right at that very corner. And I'm just going to finish that off. So then there's my square. If you're doing it with the template, you could do it two ways. You could lay that on. Be careful you don't cut past your corners, because you don't want that in there. You could mark it with a friction pen so you know what to cut. So if I'm using my template, I'm just going to go just to that corner. And then you may have to just finish the corner, really looking at it carefully so you don't cut too far in there.
Or if you use, you could finish it off with scissors.
You can finish it off with the scissors.
Or do the whole thing with the scissors.
Yep.
Just a quick recap on when to use the steam and when not to again on the iron.
So when you're putting on fusible batting, or like fusible fleece or anything like that, you want to use steam. That's going to really help it adhere to your fabric. If you're doing one of our applique kits, you can use steam. I always put the fusible batting on the back of my fabric after I prep my front of my applique. Then when I go to put my applique pieces on, shut off the steam and use just a hot iron to adhere those applique pieces. So I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom two corners of my backing of my bag. So I can put this back on, line up my 3 inches on both sides.
And the box bag template it's not just for cutting out the corners. You can do several things with
There
that.
is several things. Yes. So it has like this 45-degree midline. She has all kinds of patterns that you can use this with. Or like Randy was saying, I could take mine, and I know I have one in my little drawer here. So you could take that little template, put it on the corner, then you could take your friction pen and just draw your 2 lines. And then if you didn't want to cut it because you're scared of cutting over your edges, you could just take your scissors and cut right on that line. So there are several ways you could cut this square out of your bottom. All right, just like that.
Rebecca's wondering, do we have a video on the box bag template?
Of doing other things with it. I don't think so. She's got a lot of other patterns, but I think the ones that I have done of hers, which is alwaysexpectmore.com, I haven't done any. I should do that. Should be one of our next projects coming up, where I do more with the box bag templates. All right, so we have our front and our back. We're going to put them right sides together. I am going to sew about 1/2 inch down both sides and across the bottom to hook these together. So I'm going to do that at a 1/2 inch seam. And if you want, I don't have all of my little gadgets around me, you can put a couple of your clips.
Good morning, little A.
To hold these together. So I'm going to sew down both sides and then across the bottom. And I'm going to do this at a 1/2 inch seam.
Just a reminder, I don't think we've mentioned it yet today, but
We haven't.
it is free. It is Friday, so it's $5 flat rate shipping unless you purchase $25 or more. So it's very doable to get to that $25 mark. So we like to give you this break on Fridays. So take advantage of it if you'd like.
And then I'm going to sew across the bottom. Now on these, you can take it to your iron and you can press your seams open, and then that's going to help everything lay nice. It's kind of awkward when you're pressing because you got a lot going on, but you can just give it a quick press. I'm going to do the other side.
And on the fusible batting, if you do order more than one, we will cut that into whatever size
Yeah,
that
so if you order 2 1/2 yards, we'll cut it into a yard.
Yes, so.
All right. And then I'm going to turn my bag right side out. Oh, no, I don't want want to do that yet because
You
I'm
need to
going to
sew
sew my
them.
box. That would be a funny looking bag with So what I'm going to do on my 2 where I cut out my corners is I'm going to fold that together. I'm going to match up those seams.
You would have had a hat for an animal with large ears.
Oh, maybe the Easter Bunny needs a hat. Or what other animal has large ears, like a donkey hat? Now I'm going to sew across both of those and close in that box corner.
Are you going to do that 1/2 inch seam again?
I am going to do a 1/2 inch seam again.
Pat is wondering if we have fusible vinyl in stock.
We do.
So you can go into our comment sold store because we did have that on.
Last week.
Yes, so you can go in and order that that way.
All right, now I can turn it right side out because I have done my boxed corners.
Is there a reason to iron to open that seam?
Just to really, so it's not so bulky.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna push out those corners on the box and then we're gonna make our lining.
Janice, the new Villa Rosa Challenge patterns will be sent out to those that participated last month on Tuesday, I believe it is, and then the actual everyone will find out what it is on our reveal at Strip Club next Friday.
Yes.
So,
but if you participated, they will get sent out Tuesday or Tuesday night, or get sent out Wednesday. Or Tuesday night, if you didn't participate, you'll be able to purchase the pattern as a mystery Villa Rosa.
and if you were here at Strip Club last month, those will be here for you at Strip Club this month. If for some reason you are going to be at Strip Club this month and weren't last time and posted online and want to pick it up in store, please contact us. And then the same the other way around. If you're not able to join us for Strip Club this month and want it sent, please let us know.
All right, so we're gonna do the lining of our bag. So it tells you to cut 2 pieces of, we're gonna do it the green, same as what was on the side of our art panel. And now this one, we're not going to put any fusible batting on, so they're just 2 pieces of fabric. So I'm going to cut both of them at the same time when we cut this out. But first, what I'm gonna do is sew down both sides of my lining, and I'm going to come across to the middle and I'm going to leave a 3-inch opening in the middle to turn it. Once we sew it, then we'll cut it out. It's easier to cut out after you've sewn that bottom than before. So I'm just going to kind of go here in the center, and I'm going to put some marks so I remind myself that I'm going to start here at this mark, go all the way around, and I'm going to end at this mark, making sure that you tie a knot when you start and tie a knot when you stop. So when you turn it right side out, your stitches aren't going to come apart. So I'm going to start sewing right here and tie a knot. And I'm also sewing this at a 1/2 inch seam. I'm going to tie a knot.
Emily says 1/2 inch seams on green back.
Yes, when we're putting the pieces together, 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch on this too for the lining.
Okay. Susan, if you want us to hold like what you're ordering today to go with that pattern, just put that in your comments, and we will see that and ship the things together. So you can just put that in your comments on today's order if that's what you're wanting. Pat, I've got it wrote down, so we will be adding that fusible vinyl to your cart here here shortly after we finish up the show. Sandra is trying to do a little investigative work.
Uh-oh.
Pre-cut or yardage?
For what?
Villa Rosa.
Oh. I'm just going to say pre-cut. How about that? I usually don't give out any hints.
And remember, you can cut any yardage into
Pre-cuts.
Yes. Hi, Robin.
All right, I'm down to my other side. I'm going to sew over to my mark. And I'm going to tie a knot. Now, down at the bottom where I left the opening, I am going to cut my 3-inch square. And you're going to do this from the very corner, not where your stitching line is, but from your corner of your fabric. So you can do it 2 ways. You can draw a line around your template, you can cut around your template, or you can use the box bag template. Line up at the same line you did the front. So my 3-inch line, I'm going to cut that square out. And then I'm going to do the same thing with that other corner.
I will remind everybody, if you are watching this later on a replay or however you want to call it, and if you have a question, please contact us here at the store. We don't always get to monitor all the comments that are on here, so we don't want you to be disappointed because we haven't responded, but please contact us here at the store. What?
I wasn't supposed to sew all the way around. I was going to leave that top open. I got rushed and got ahead of myself, but you know what? I have to use my little, my seam ripper, which doesn't happen very often. And I took that top out. So I'm still good. It barely took me any time at all, but I'm going to take that seam all the way up to the top. So you're not sewing all the way around. You're just sewing down the 2 sides around the bottom and up the other side, leaving an opening.
Do you still need the opening on the bottom?
Yep,
Okay.
you do.
All right. Just didn't want to have the seam ripper come out the second time. Because the second time we might not have the smile on her face anymore.
So you're leaving the top open. You're sewing down the side to the center, tie your knot, come back up the other side, and you're still leaving that opening at the bottom. See, life is good, even if you have to get out the seam ripper. So now what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm going to take these. You can, this one, it's not going to have so much bulk because you don't have that fusible batting, but I'm going to open up those seams anyway, match them up, and we'll sew our boxed bottoms closed.
Suzanne, I'm guessing the black thing that you're seeing is a little scissors, a little snips.
This?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's the only black thing that she can see. She's asking what the black thing is.
Okay. All right, so now I'm just going to sew those boxed bottoms closed. Hopefully, I'm the only one today out of everyone watching that has to use the seam rippers today. How about that? I took care of it for all of you, so you will not have to use them today.
Brenda says that's the fastest seam ripping she's ever seen.
Maybe I've had a lot of practice at it. So if you want to, you can go to your iron and we can finish pressing those side seams open. You're just going to give it a quick press. It just helps to relieve some of the bulk on the side of your bag. Real quick and easy. All right, so now I have my lining. The outside of my lining is to the outside. And what I'm gonna do is put my bag on the inside of my lining. So your right sides are together. My right side of the bag is touching the right side of my lining. Let me just poke it all in there. I'm going to match up my side seams and put a clip. Match up my other side seam and do a clip. And then I do, I don't know, however you're comfortable with, if you do 3 or 4 clips per side.
Good morning, Annette.
And on the other side, what you really want to making sure is that they meet at the top.
Leslie says when this happens in the morning, she always thinks that she needs another cup of coffee, and that will help. So
That might be a good idea.
But it looks like everyone else is saying that they never have to use the seam ripper. So.
I am so glad. All right, so what I am going to do is slide off my, what do we call this?
Accessory tray.
Accessory tray. And I'm gonna slide this underneath. And then I'm gonna sew just, if you want to give it a little bit more, I'm just going to sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way around the outside top. See, and then this is when Randy needs to talk.
Oh, I'm reading comments now about the seam rippers. That's kind of been a the topic of the morning since your little whoopsie.
All right, and my nose is running this morning, so it must be spring is in the air. So I've sewn all the way around the top. I'm just going to come down to that little opening we left in our lining, and I'm going to turn it right side out. With this, just take your time, and this is why you sew those knots, so you don't want to accidentally get those stitches pulled way apart. So we're just going to work our bag right side out. If you have problems with your hands and this is hard for you, you can leave a bigger hole than that 3 inch. So maybe you want to leave a 4 or even a 5 inch hole to make it easier for you to pull it right side out. You certainly can.
$5 flat rate shipping today, or if you purchase $25 or more worth of items, the shipping is free.
And we're almost there. So once I have that pulled out, you can close in your hole either by top stitching, because it's going to be at the inside bottom of your bag, or if you want to whip stitch that together, you're going to push this down in. And then what I like to do is, once I have this down, I like to take it to my iron and then work my way around and give it a nice press so that everything comes out just straight. And then you can top stitch around your top edge. Whether you do it with a straight stitch or a zigzag or decorative stitch is totally up to you. But your bag is going to be level. So you're not leaving any green up at the top. It's going to be nice and level at the top of your bag. And that's how you finish off your bag. So how easy is that? It would have looked a lot easier if I hadn't had to go in and take that seam out, but it didn't take me but a couple seconds. So that's the bag we're doing. It's the art bin bag. Great bag, big basket to hold all of your stuff. Goes together super quick, and we have 4 different art panels with fabric colors that you can choose for making your own. Anybody have any more questions?
Let's see. Kathy says she's been known to leave the outside right side out and set the lining in there, iron both tops inside, and simply top stitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, if I scroll back up, then we get back into the seam ripper again. So.
Hey, I gave everybody something to talk about today. So here's what we had for you today. We have bundles so you can make you your own bag. So you get the 6-inch art panel, and it comes with your pattern to make your bag. You get a 1/2 yard of your lining fabric and this extra side, and then a fat 1/4 of your others. And then you get a 1/2 yard of a fusible batting. You won't need that whole 1/2 yard. You'll have a little extra left over. Maybe you're doing a applique project. So all of that for $19.99. The So Happy was sold 100.
And Kathy, is the batting is a fusible batting?
It's a single-sided fusible batting.
And what is the width on the batting? The width that it comes from off the bolt?
Oh, it's a 60-inch.
60?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay. Can we use stabilizer instead of the thicker, and will it stand up?
The pattern calls for fusible fleece, which really is the same. I wouldn't use just a stabilizer unless you're doing something like decor bond. You want it to have enough stability that it's going to stand up on its own. If you're using a thinner stabilizer, it's not going to have this stand up power. So you're going to want to use either, you could exchange it out for a decor bond if you want, or I would definitely use a fusible fleece or a fusible batting.
Okay.
All right, so that was sold 100. Then we have a couple other options for you. We have, this one is Quilt Retreats Are So Fun. So that's what the art panel looks like. You got your black sewing machine and your colors. We've picked out an orange and a green that go with it to make your basket. So you will also get the panel, the pattern, the fabric, and the fusible batting for $19.99. That one is sold 101.
Connie is asking, what about foam?
It would probably work with foam, sure. There is a fusible, like a foam out there.
And Suzanne, you could add a handle to it if you wanted to.
You could do whatever you wanted
Yes.
to. Absolutely. Our next one is also a quilt retreat. This is the 6-inch art panel. So it's Quilt Retreat Joy. with the little black sewing machine down here. So I've picked a really pretty blue and green that works well with it. You'll also get the fusible batting. So $19.99 for the Quilt Retreat Fun, and that is sold 102.
Quilt Retreat Joy.
Oh, sorry, Quilt Retreat Joy, sold 102. Then our last one is the When Cardinals Appear, Angels Are Near. And on this one, you're going to get a red grunge and a purple. Would make really cute. You're also going to get your fusible batting. So $19.99 for this bundle, sold 103.
Catherine's got a question. So if we order extra batting, will you cut the piece for project with it?
What you're getting is just a half a yard of batting. So if you order more batting, you're just going to get whatever you order. So a half a yard or a yard.
All of the kits do come with
the batting
for the project.
Yes, and it's not pre-cut. You'll cut it to the size it says in the pattern.
Okay.
Then Randy did the little 3-inch square up ruler.
Did we did the cardinal? Did we talk about the cardinal?
I just did.
Okay.
Yeah. Were you there? Were you on it?
Well, I am right now. So
okay.
So we're okay.
All right. So that was when cardinals appear, angels are near, with the red and the purple.
All right.
Then Randy did a 3-inch square up ruler, which is the size you need to cut out the boxed bottoms. And anytime you're looking to square up any quilt or anything that you're doing and you need a 3-inch square, this is a great piece to have in your toolbox. $5, sold 104.
And we will put the name that is on your account, the first name that is on your account. If you want something different on there, or if you don't want a name, please put those in the comments.
And then then we had our boxed bag template. So that is what I used to cut out the corners. $24, sold 105. And if you want some additional fusible batting, you can order that by a half yard cut. So that is $5 for a half yard, sold 106. All right, and that is what we had today for our art bin basket. Super cute, great size, stand up to hold all of your fun things in it. Makes a great housewarming gift, makes a great just to sit in your sewing room and look at it. So, any other questions?
I don't believe so.
Thank you guys for joining me for another week of Breakfast with Amy. Remember, next week it won't be Friday, it'll be Saturday, because next Friday is strip club. And I have no idea what I'm doing next week for Breakfast with Amy, but you'll sure know by next Thursday. So have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully, wherever you are, the weather is beautiful and you're working on something that makes you happy.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.